Hey everybody, Tom Winterstein, the Chart Pros here. Just wanted to ask everybody a question. Wanted to see if your chart looks like this, or if someone you know or someone you follow online chart looks like this. I fondly refer to this as the Skittles packet type chart. And if you do use this type of chart, I'm curious about how it works for you. So anyways, maybe you have great results with this type of stuff with all the indicators and studies and signals and following the so-called experts and gurus. And that's okay. If it works for you, that's great. But my real question to you is, what if you had a chart that looked a little cleaner, so to speak, with fewer signals and indicators and oscillators and momentum studies, and it just defined potential levels of interest. Now, keep in mind, there are no guarantees when it comes to the market and price action, but there's 5 tools that are native to every charting platform out there that you can use to help you identify levels of interest. And so what I've got for you here today is taking a look at Friday, February the 10th, 2023 in the S&P 500 ticker /ES. And yesterday, what happened is the bears had stepped in. Somebody poked the bears, and they woke up. And we've had some selling pressure that started yesterday. Actually, started a couple days ago. What we saw was some selling pressure that started up around here, and we came down to a decision point right around where this confluence of trend line, support and resistance, profit targets, and some bull retracement Fibonacci's on here, where we got a bounce, and we got nearly a 20-point bounce going into the close yesterday. But what we saw was a sudden abrupt stop at a big round number around 4,100 support and resistance. And what happened was price continued on its downward journey. So we had this trend line coming off of all-time highs and some other wicks not shown on this screen. Had a bounce off of it. So basically we had a test. We had a bounce, and support and resistance kind of forced us back down. And so now we've had a break of this trend line. Now, price can do actually one of 3 things, and it's already done 2 of those 3 when it comes to major areas of confluence like this. 1, it can hit the level and reverse. 2, then it can come down, and now it's gone straight through it, and it can continue to keep going down. Or what we might get here is a potential retest of this trend line. No guarantees, but only one of 3 things, and people really tend to overthink what can happen. So if you keep in mind, how simple this really can be, one of 3 things: 1, it can just test it in reverse; 2, it can break through and keep going; or 3rd, which remains to be seen, we can break and retest. And now if it retests, there's a couple of things we can, line up in our favor as far as potential levels of retracement. And I'll zoom in a little bit further for this. I've got kind of an impulse fib here that goes from this high to this low. And if price wants to retrace, it may want to come back up and kind of test that same level somewhere in here. On a lower time frame, it may have already done that. So time will tell what happens. But the market is really giving us a clue today as to where it could potentially go. Because, again, keep in mind, there are no guarantees, but levels of interest that I think it could go to today, just based on price action tools that I've got here, is somewhere down in the 40-50 area for a potential completion of this bear run. And we'll see if the bulls want to step back in. We've got a really nice wick over here that gives us an area with this support and resistance. Again, specifically that number for the support and resistance, we're looking at 40, 50, 75. So as far as levels, we like to come up with precise levels, and everybody wants to catch the bottom or catch the top, and that's very difficult to do. So what we do is we identify zones. So a zone of interest, for me on this chart, is going to be somewhere in here. Now, again, it can only do one of 3 things as it approaches a level of interest. It can test it in reverse, it can blow right through it, or it can, break and retest, because there are additional levels down lower where the bears may want to step to, somewhere in the 40-20 area. If that level doesn't hold, we've got kind of a 39.70-ish area where we've got a longer term trend line, and we've got this Fibonacci higher time frame structure right there. So a lot can happen in here. But again, if your chart looks like a Skittles package, there is a better way to do it. And what we do at ChartPros is we teach you how to identify levels of interest. We don't sell indicators. We don't tell you when to buy and sell. Our philosophy is if you give a trader a signal, they can profit for a day. But if you teach a trader price action mastery and prudent risk management, then they can profit for a lifetime. Tom Winterstein from ChartPros here. Good trading out there.